Hi everyone, hope you're doing alright, hope you're keeping safe, hope you're keeping sane. Merry Christmas to you all, and thank you all for your support this year, for supporting myself, for supporting the channel, and for supporting each other. It means a lot, and hopefully we can go on and do a lot more of it in 2020. There are a couple of things I want to address from comments that people have left for me. I'll do so at the end of today's video, but what I want to talk about first and foremost is Christmas, and more specifically Christmas 2020. It's going to be a bit of a weird one, and from what I can tell, people are going to kind of fall into one of two categories. Christmas is inherently quite a lonely time of year for an awful lot of people. Millions of people across the country will spend Christmas alone, and because they don't have family, or they're distant from their family, or maybe they've had bereavement this year and they don't have the people around them that they normally would have. In case you can see I'm getting emotional. My apologies for that. Obviously, it's quite an emotional subject. Also, the other group of people are people that maybe do have that support group, that do have those friends, that family around them that they normally visit and see at Christmas and enjoy the Christmas period with, and maybe they can't. Maybe we've had to cancel plans. Maybe we don't have the Christmas that we were planning, expecting, or that we're used to each year. Either way, whatever category you fall into, Christmas is likely to be a very tricky time of year this year, and as gamblers and as addicts, it's very, very tempting and possibly very easy to fall into the trap of finding something familiar to fill your time, replacing that connection, that socialising, that emotional support with another form of support, and that is support in the form of gambling as a crutch, as an addiction. There is also a school of thought, and this is something that I had fallen into before, a trap I'd found myself in before, and that is the idea that we can treat ourselves to some gambling. Let's face it, it's been a pretty shitty year. A lot of us have been working very hard and really getting nowhere. We found ourselves isolated, we found ourselves with very little to look forward to, no plans, no holidays, none of that. And sometimes you can fall into the trap of thinking, well, I'll treat myself this Christmas, particularly now I've probably got a bit more sort of time when I'm not going to be seeing friends or seeing family or doing the normal things. I'll treat myself to a little bit of gambling, as it will make you feel better. And also, it does fill a bit of time, and it distances you maybe from the situation that we've all found ourselves in. I implore you, don't do this. It won't make you feel better. It will isolate you. You will find an element of escapism for a very short period of time, but ultimately it will make you feel more alone, it will make you feel more isolated, and it will make you feel worse in the longer term. We'll come through this and things will get better, and if at the end of this situation we're currently in, whenever that might be, we have under our belts a period of abstinence, a period of gambling recovery, we will be in a better position to get ourselves back into life, get ourselves back into the things that we truly enjoy and that truly give us fulfillment. If we are to find a quick fix, if we are to find a quick bit of emotional support, an emotional crutch in our addiction, then we are just pushing that recovery time and that positive period of our lives back even further. Like I say, it's a trap I fell into before, and I've fallen into it when I've had a period of abstinence as well. It's very easy to think, I've done X amount of weeks or months, gamble free, therefore I'm going to reward myself. And there's nothing inherently wrong with rewarding yourself, but the one thing you shouldn't reward yourself with is a small dose of the thing that's landed you into recovery in the first place. And it's very easy to go, well, I've done 3 months, so I'm just going to have a quick £50 on the online slots. Play low stakes, I can afford it. Maybe you can financially, but you can't afford the potential aftermath. That 50 quid in that one session could very easily turn into a substantially higher amount of money. But if it doesn't, mentally it has set you back. Mentally it has replanted the seed. And if you win, or you break even, or even if you enjoy that period of gambling, it's implanted in that idea in your head, well, maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe I'll gamble again, but I just won't let it get so out of hand. Whatever the outcome, it's not going to be a positive one, even if in the short term it was a financially positive one. So please, I implore you this Christmas, if you're bored, if you're missing friends, you're missing family, you're missing that festive cheer and whatever that we normally have this time of year, then you won't find it in gambling, you won't find it in any form of addiction. So find something else to do with your time. If it means slobbing out, eating too much, watching naff films and all the rest of it, then do that. Let's get through this period together. Let's try and find elements of enjoyment and genuine pleasure from it, relaxation if you will, but that doesn't involve gambling or relapsing or lapsing or putting ourselves at unnecessary danger of either of the above. Just to give you my personal situation, I'm not a massive fan of of Christmas itself. However, I do always enjoy the build up to Christmas. I enjoy seeing friends I haven't seen all year, maybe. I enjoy seeing some more of the family. I enjoy meals out, drinks out, Christmas parties, all of that sort of thing. That's what I get from Christmas. You can keep your presents and your mince pies and all of that, but give me the social side of it. And obviously this year we haven't had the social side of it. I do feel quite isolated. I do sometimes feel quite alone. And if I wasn't so deep into my recovery, there would possibly be a part of my brain that thought, well, I'll just have a quick gamble. I'll have a quick gamble. That will make me feel less alone. It will put me in that bubble that we get into as gamblers, where you're focused on the gambling, where you're distanced from the other things that are on your mind and the day-to-day stresses of the current situation and of life in general. And I would be very susceptible to that. And my experience is that at any time I've gambled, when I've been any distance into recovery, has led ultimately to a lapse at best and a full-blown relapse at worst. So I know there's going to be loads and loads of people in that situation, and just don't do it. It's not a gift to yourself. It's not a reward. It's not a positive thing. It's a temporary escape from reality, and that's really all you'll get from it. Everything else you'll get from a quick gamble at Christmas will make things worse. The same can be said for, obviously, like I say, any addiction. It's like an alcoholic being sort of 3 months dry and treating himself to a drink, or herself to a drink as a sort of a congratulatory thing to themselves for achieving sobriety, and obviously we can see the complete nonsensical in that. Like I said, rambled a bit this video. A couple of things I want to quickly address. Firstly, I will do another video before Christmas. Unfortunately for you, this won't be the last you see of me. I had a couple of comments on one of my recent videos. One particularly sort of stuck with me a little bit and actually sort of bothered me a little bit. And the guy said that I preached that you're not alone if you're a gambler. I think this was in the one I was talking about, coping with big losses. That I preached that you weren't alone as a gambler, and then went on to say that I preach this, but then I don't respond to everyone's comments. And some people I reply to, and some people get the heart, and some people I like their comments. Yes, there is inconsistency. Firstly, I will say that my comment that you're not alone means you're not alone in your situation, that I've been there, and that millions, surely, of others have been in the situation you're in. You're not alone because there is plenty of professional support out there from great individuals, people like GamCare, people like the Samaritans. If you are struggling with your mental health, particularly at the moment, it might not just be around gambling, but if you, like I have felt at periods during this lockdown, felt a little bit useless, I felt a little bit kind of, what's the point? I think that's the overwhelming factor I've had a couple of times. You feel, well, what's the point? And you genuinely feel at that point where you're considering maybe doing something that you shouldn't. Get to the Samaritans. They're bloody amazing. They're awesome people. GamCare will help you. Break Even will provide you with free gambling counselling. They're all the numbers, the links, and all of that are in the description below. Don't rely on me. I'm just a bloke. I'm just a recovering gambler. I'm just an overweight Essex geezer with a little bit of life experience under my belt and the scars to show it. So yes, I am inconsistent in replying to comments. Be assured that I read your comments. I do try and reply to some of them, but I have a life. I have a job. I've been working flat out full time. I have a business. I have a family. And like I say, when I get a tiny little bit of space, and when I'm actually allowed to by legislation, I will have a little bit of a life as well. So I do try and get back to people, but I can't get back to you all. And that doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate the comments. Doesn't mean I don't read them. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate the subs and the likes and all the rest of it. I do. But please don't rely on me, because firstly, I'm not a professional. My advice is experience, and secondly, I am unreliable in that respect, in so much as I have to put my family and stuff first. So, as I just said, I do appreciate you all. I hope we have a better 2021, both as a nation, as a society, but also as recovering gamblers and as addicts. I will be here throughout, I hope. I hope you still will continue to support the channel. And I hope we'll continue to grow as a community and continue to help each other through these difficult times as well as the better ones. I like to hear the success stories, but also it's great when you guys share your current situations, and you're looking to sort of kickstart a recovery and really get help. So it's all appreciated, guys. Sorry it's been a bit of a downer this video, but I just wanted to talk about it because I know the temptations when you're otherwise feeling a little bit helpless, a little bit low, and that you think you'll find some sort of comfort in gambling. You won't, and if you do, it will be so short-lived and you'll put yourself in a far worse situation. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, stay sane, and I'll catch up with you before Christmas. But if this is the last video you watch before Christmas, then have a great one. However you spend it, enjoy the Great Escape, enjoy the Christmas pudding and the turkey sandwiches, and I'll catch you in the new year. Take it easy, guys.